Welcome to Cash Cuties, round 2. God damn it, we messed up, and this is take 2. This is a super personal finance podcast where we analyze our friends' private credit card statements and judge their spending habits with love. I am Fumi
And I'm Steffie, babe.
And this is our 3rd episode. Steffie,
so excited.
It is good to have
guest.
You back.
Yes.
And yes, this is a special episode because we have a guest it's our first guest, and we're super excited. But before we get into it, we always like to start the podcast by asking each other how we are doing financially. So, Steffie, how are you doing financially?
Well, it's been a little bit of a weird couple weeks. My grandma passed away in Brazil.
Shouts to your grandma.
Yeah, R.I.P. She was an amazing woman. But so financially, when that happens, my mom called me and said that we had to fly to Brazil immediately. And, with my grandma just passing, there's a rule in Brazil where you have to bury the body within 24 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, which is insane because
that's
they don't
Catholic
embalm.
Thing?
I think it's a Catholic thing, which that's what Brazil is.
Sure.
But they made an exception for us, and they were like, okay, we could do 48 hours. So we got there with the 48 hours and got to see my beautiful grandma. She looked like she was just sleeping in the casket. But, to get out there, obviously we had to buy tickets, and told my mom to search and find the cheapest ticket they can find. It was really expensive. It was like,
how much is a typical flight from LA to Brazil?
It's about $1,000, and it used to be there were no stops. You could go direct, but now in the last year or two, you always have to make a stop somewhere.
So where did you make a stop? Like Dallas or something?
No, it was actually Chicago.
Oh God, you have to go like the opposite way.
Yeah,
and then, So I
go
hate
like
when
that and then go down. But anyways, that was $800 per ticket, and of course I didn't know. Like, she was grieving. It just happened. My mom was crying. I can't ask her for her part.
So your mom calls you, says grandma's dead.
Yeah.
And then you're like, let's go to Brazil. You guys were like, let's go to Brazil.
Yeah.
And then who brought up the, like, I feel like if that conversation came up, it's like, okay, we're going to Brazil. Like, I'll send you, like, when I get my ticket, I'll send you my details so you can get the ticket. Like, how did this conversation devolve into, like, okay, now you buy both?
So I felt a lot of sense of guilt, and like I felt like I needed to like show my mom that I cared.
Right.
So I do that with tickets. I do that with gifts. I do that with like buying things, or like I like to buy my mom like whatever it is, like food or whatnot. So for some reason I was like, she's like crying. I was like, here's my credit card. Basically, that was it. It was I gave her my credit card, and obviously I get the points too. But in my head while I did it, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna get my.
So you presented it in like a weird way where it could have been, because I feel like if you had just said like, oh, I'll get it for you and you can get me back. Like, you didn't make it very clear what, because you use the word gift now, but it sounds like as you're telling it in your head, you're like, maybe it's a gift, maybe it's not.
Yeah, it wasn't clear. And my sister, actually, I forgot about this. She was the third. We had a 3-way call, and then my sister was like, wait, you can't afford that. She actually was there to kind of like be the mediator to let, Well, sometimes when me and my mom, or like when she and my mom talk, it's like there's this like awkwardness where we can't be like fully vulnerable with each other. So we're not like really expressing how we feel or being like authentic all the time, because we're just like care too much about like how the other person might like be feeling about
even
something
with
instead
family, immediate family.
Yeah, we're like we've grew up very codependent.
Well, let me ask you this, because I know money with parents, that's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I feel like, doesn't your mom know you don't have like a ton of money right now?
Yeah, but she hasn't had a job.
Oh, so she doesn't have a job either.
No.
So it's kind of like battle of the who's more unemployed.
Yeah,
vibes.
I guess. I mean, and the thing is, I took on the finances when I was making a shit ton of money in real estate.
Right.
And so I never really took back that.
So when you lost that, when you walked away from that career, you never had a conversation of like, hey mom, I'm not bringing in the bread like I used to, and you might have to be on your own.
So I did in a really fucked up, or like a weird way where like I was also going through a breakup, and it was just a crazy time where I couldn't tell my mom, but I told my sister, and I was like crying and telling her I can't pay for things anymore, and I'm scared how my mom is gonna react to that.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was
dude.
It was so scary. I was scared that my mom just wouldn't love me if I didn't like pay for things.
Isn't this crazy how like this also like you already like lost your grandma.
Yeah.
And it's not. It sucks that you can't just be sad about that. You also she dies and immediately you're
it's
like
a family thing.
Immediately you're like, oh God, like now you're thinking about this $1,800 you just spent, and I bet you're thinking about the whole fucking trip, even when you're like at the funeral.
No, I repressed it.
You repressed it?
I'm good at that. I'll make the big purchases and I'll be like, But I just knew I couldn't bring it up, and I also like, of course, I want my mom to not like be stressed out about money while she's like grieving her mother's death.
Did she at least like buy
my
you some
mom
food
called
and
herself
stuff?
an orphan because my grandpa. I was like, all right, all right, come on.
Well, did she like make up for it while you're in Brazil through like taking you to a nice dinner or like buying you a dress or something?
Dude, she becomes a child. It's just the way, like, when we go home and we're with our parents, my mom becomes like a child, and there's literally no parents there, but she like became the child of like all the aunts, like her sisters and stuff, kind of like baby her.
Oh, wow.
She's like kind of like babied, and she's like number 2 of 5. Right. So it was weird to see that dynamic.
Right.
Yeah. So like people really take care of my mom. They felt bad for her. I think after when my dad passed away, literally like 30 years ago. So since then, she's always just kind of been, I know. She's just
this podcast is about money and death.
Death and money and taxes.
Death, money, and taxes. We're going to change the podcast name. No. Death, money, taxes.
But anyways, I'm out like about $1,700, I think, $100.
Well, fans, hit Steffie with that Venmo.
Dude,
what's that Venmo looking like?
Dude.
Plug that Venmo.
Yeah, you know
Plug
what?
that Venmo.
Wait, a fan actually messaged me on
How do you have
Instagram.
fans? This podcast is not even out yet.
Wait,
how do you have fans?
Okay,
so. How do you have fans already? Fuck you, bitch.
Dude, that's the beauty of being a beautiful girl with money issues and daddy issues. I don't know. No, and he asked me, he's like, hey, send me your Cash App. But I got scared. I didn't do it. Can you send the message for me? Like, can we do this later?
No. Yeah, I'll do it, but like, I'll take 10%, but we can do it. We can do it. Okay.
How about you? Okay, tell me how you're doing financially.
Okay, so this podcast has been like really good for my mind because you and I meet weekly and we kind of talk about our situation. We kind of calm each other down because we're also both trying to make it entertainment, which can be very scary. Yeah. But you left me last week, right? Because your grandma died. Your grandma died.
Abandonment issues.
Yep. Okay. So I fucking had a freak out session where I like woke up one morning and I was like, I don't know how to be unemployed. I hate waiting here for opportunities. Like I need something to do. I need to contribute to society. That's like a value of mine. So I went on LinkedIn and I just started applying to like a shit ton of jobs on LinkedIn, like marketing jobs, all kinds of jobs, just any job that would take easy apply mode on LinkedIn, so you don't have to like write any cover letters or whatever.
Oh my God, you're hitting rock bottom.
I was like freaking out, and I also like couldn't get any interview. I got one interview, but I couldn't get any other interview that was for a job that wasn't what I was doing before. You know, it's like hard to transition careers.
Yeah, of course.
But it's hard, but it's even harder when you're like half-assing it because I'm not really serious about it. So I'm just kind of like freaking out, and I freaked out so bad that I DM'd a girl who used to listen to my other podcast, Asian Not Asian, which I quit in April, like an old fan of mine, somebody who used to come to my comedy shows and was like I think for some people, like, I feel like these days, like parasocial relationships, like depending on who you listen to, like to her, maybe I'm not a celebrity, but like she's somebody that like I'm somebody she maybe looked up to or was excited about for a little bit, and I DM her. I go, hey, are you still working at Netflix? And she goes, hi, Fumi, like what's up? I'm so excited. I'm like, hey, could you refer me for a fucking job at Netflix? And I had this fucking fan refer me for a job at Netflix, and the worst part is she sent all the shit to the recruiter, and the recruiter rejected me, like wouldn't even interview me. It was so embarrassing, man.
That's very embarrassing, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. I mean, you really stooped low. That was a low blow. I hope that I can write about this in a book one day, but like it was so embarrassing. And then the next week I calmed down a little bit and I was like, let me make some money. What can I do? And then luckily, like this guy I used to work with a long time ago, he hit me up and was like, hey, I'm doing this like strategy project for Stella Artois, the beer company. We are doing a focus group on Asians Americans. Can you find some Asians? Which is a very racist email, but I'm like, I'm so poor that I'm like, I'm willing to do racist things. So I was like, yeah, for sure. So I send like he's paying me to do the focus group, which is great. And then I send a mass email to all my Asian friends who I think would need $150.
And the thing is that I get a kickback. So every person who signed up, I get $50. But I didn't tell you guys that.
Yeah, you
so
did.
You were in that email.
And I thought it was fucking weird that you knew that I had signed up for it, which should be confidential. Why the fuck should you know if I'm gonna do a focus group? Isn't that the whole point?
Well, because I'm like the whisperer. I'm the Asian whisperer. You know,
dude. So you hit me
I'm recruiting.
up. So
I'm
in Brazil, literally at my grandma's funeral.
I know, but then I saw you on the list, and I was like, "Damn, Steffi must be doing so bad if her grandma died, she's at a funeral, and she's like, let me do a focus group."
Oh, wait, how many of these Asians actually How many did you send out, and how many actually signed up?
I probably did probably 20 people in email, and then some of those people sent to other people, and then 8 people signed up. So I was originally gonna make is that 400? That's 400, right? That's 400.
Damn, that's good money.
Plus my 150.
Yeah.
So that's like 550. But then you were one of them. But then 3 of you guys didn't show up, and I got in trouble, which was annoying because I'm like, this is not my fault. Like, you're supposed to.
Yeah, my friends are irresponsible.
I know. I know.
One.
It's like you can't hit up comedians, but yeah. But I didn't tell you about that, and I'm sorry. But I was in a weird state. I was desperate, and I had to make money.
You're gross, actually.
Yeah, but this is what these crazy times make me do crazy things. One week I'm trying to get a corporate job.
Yeah.
Another week I'm like fucking sleazy used car salesman.
You're a sellout.
Yeah.
To the Asian community.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to get Asians to participate in these things, I guess.
Yeah, because no one, Asians hate giving information. They hate
but that's why it's worth a lot. That's why your time was worth $200 essentially for the company. Anyways, that's how I was doing financially. Let's get to our guest. Let's see how he's doing financially. He's been sitting here for fucking 30 minutes because we recorded this and I wasn't actually recording. I didn't hit the recording button.
So we're redoing this whole section.
We're redoing it. It's been awkward to tell the same story twice. I hated it so much.
I'm excited for him.
Yes, I'm excited for today.
Where our first guest happens to be a member of a guest that I'm on a pod with.
That's right. So we got beef because I stole you from his podcast, and we can get into that if you'd like.
Yeah.
She's my co-host now. Our guest today is a rapper actor based in LA. He's the unofficial mayor of Ktown. You know him, love him. Give it up for the hilarious Dumbfoundead.
Hey, thanks for having me, Cash Cuties.
Hey.
I was just about to start a podcast called Funds with Dumb, too.
Oh, my God.
Funds with Dumb, and then you beat me to it.
Damn.
I wasn't going to do that.
You know, when I first thought about asking Steffi, I was like, do I need to ask Dumb? But then I was I
hated that.
I know, but you hated that I thought that.
Yeah.
And then I made me feel bad. I was like, I don't know.
Dude, you act like it's like you're dating somebody.
I know. It really felt like I was asking him for your marriage.
Yeah, yeah. Can I date her too?
Nah, it's so funny. Yeah, I would just bust your balls about it. But no, I don't care. I don't care.
No, he did care though. He was like, oh.
It was just something to poke fun at. I didn't really care.
I mean, listen, this podcast is not even out yet. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're technically not competitors yet. Once we start popping.
It's not greenlit yet.
It's not greenlit yet.
He's like, what if the pod gets more popular than ours?
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did.
I want it to be more popular.
I have it on record.
Most pods are more popular.
Damn. We have opened up Pandora's box. Dumb, first things first, according to rappers.money.com, a very reliable source, they say your net worth is $2 million. How would you like to respond to that?
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy this shit's on the internet?
That is furious because they look at all my social media and they assume about 2 million. There's no crazy amount.
It's actually a very reasonable amount for somebody in their mid-30s.
It is reasonable.
Somebody who worked hard for
100%.
from 22 to 30 whatever.
Years
That's so funny.
That's way too reasonable. It's such bullshit.
Dude,
damn.
I thought that was actually a good.
It's definitely a respectable amount, but I can see how because in your industry, if you're comparing yourself to rappers, I feel that it's all about swag and maybe pretending to have more money than you actually have, and to have someone on the internet be like, no, John makes $80,000 a year. A regular.
If you put in an Asian actor who's been in 2-3 commercials, he'll have a way bigger, net worth than me. And you might just see him in a commercial or something.
What do you want it to say?
I mean, I wanted them to assume maybe 10 mil.
That's still
just something more rapper-like.
Double digits. Yeah. Can I please get double digits?
$2 million is what the accountant for the rapper makes.
Oh my god!
No, you're right. Drake talks about spending $1 million like on a daily basis. So absolutely, that's 2 days. That's 2 days for him. 20 years of your work.
You need like a publicist. Do you have a publicist?
Yeah,
what to increase my celebrity network
increase
on
that
the,
number.
on the website?
Give me some, wow.
Dom, you heard how we were doing financially these last couple of weeks. I'd like to ask you, how are you doing financially?
I think I would have liked to ended the year stronger. But I've been spending a lot.
Okay.
I've been spending a lot more in the past couple of months. Kind of. I wanted this year. I told myself I want to go on more trips that aren't work related. Just for the sake of vacation and taking in the town and all that. That made me spend a lot more without money coming in at the location. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have a gig in the Bahamas. Right. Yeah, so.
What made you want to go on these vacations? Because before our first round of recording got fucked up, you had mentioned like, some months you're working, you're making a lot of money. Other months you're not making any money.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes in entertainment. That's very normal. But like what made you... I don't know. Maybe did you get a ton of work recently that made you feel like you deserve this Bahamas trip? Or
that's a good point. Maybe I did, huh?
And I didn't. Maybe it's time to update rappers on money.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of that. I felt like I feel blessed. This year was really good for me in general, as far as work wise, and it was an unsure year for me as I was kind of slowing down on music and kind of venturing off into new territory like TV and film. I didn't know what to expect, but things were going well. And that's about it, But my career and my finances has always been a roller coaster with money coming in and out. But I don't shy away from spending without thinking that it might not come next month.
Have you always been like that?
For the most part, I think when I was younger and I didn't have money, like younger meaning like at least in my early 20s when I wasn't making a living off of what I loved, I still was like. I wasn't making a lot of money, but I just didn't care not having money. I was like, okay, I could just, as long as I get to kind of rap, and pay rent with like my 6 roommates or whatever. I was cool with that, to be honest. I didn't really have crazy desire for money until later on, until I got a taste, and I was like, yeah, I want it.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're more responsible now. Do you manage your money yourself, or you have someone?
No. I have somebody. If I didn't have this dude that I've been working with for like 10, 15 years, then I would be fucked.
Is he called it? Because some of my comedian friends have a money manager, and some people have like financial advisors.
He was my like CPA, but he's become more like my business manager in a way. Yeah, but it's like all the checks and stuff that come through, it goes through him, so he sees exactly where I'm at.
Yeah. And
even if I like spent my card somewhere like for a large amount, where they get like, did you really spend this much amount of money?
Yeah.
He gets the alert too.
Dude, you're sharing. Does that feel weird?
It's like a parent.
So intimate, bro.
It's like a dad checking your credit card.
Intimate with him, you're saying?
Yes, because he's looking at your credit card statements. Right?
I did that on purpose. Honestly, I'm ashamed at times. But like,
wait, what do you mean?
No, I'm saying I'm ashamed if I spend so much money.
Okay.
But I still want it to go to him, because if I didn't, then I need somebody to be like, are you like a second guy? Like, are you sure?
You need to be watched.
I need to be watched.
I would feel like it's like
I'm not buying no sus shit. It's just like sometimes I'll go crazy at a bar. Sometimes I'll get like a bottle service thing, or like I'll get a jacket that costs like more than the amount that I should be spending.
Yeah.
So
what is that conversation like when you're your money manager?
He don't stop me, but he'll tell me like, you gotta chill, or something like that. Like he'll just tell me like, you gotta chill, because in the end, it's ultimately my money. I can spend it on whatever I want.
But you're scared of him though, a little bit.
I was ashamed because I didn't know this had happened recently. I bought like a $1,500 jacket, and I swiped the card, and the alert came to me, but I didn't know it was gonna also go to him. There's certain cards and it went to him, and he texted me. He's like, "Was this you?" I was like,
oh my god!
And I was like, "Fuck."
Do you think he does it on purpose, just to make you feel guilty?
What do you mean, text me on purpose?
Yeah, like extra.
Nah.
So
he's making sure it's not a fraud thing too.
Yeah, okay.
Making sure.
I feel like I recently got a financial advisor, and it took me like so long to even commit, because I've been very protective of my money.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I have trust issues in general, and and like I've always been like pretty good with money, and by that I don't mean that I have a ton of money, just like I know how much I have always, and I've been using like a budgeting app since like 2012, so I have like 10 years worth of data on, like I could literally tell you like how much I spent in 2013.
That's crazy.
Like, I've been tracking it, and so to give that information away to somebody else felt really weird.
Yeah, I feel like in the end, you're gonna always need one person you can trust. You know what I mean? It's the money, it comes through different people. Like whether you have agents or managers or whatnot, it still comes through different people. So this dude I've been with for 10, 15 years, I trust him completely. You know, I've worked with him for a long time, have a relationship with him, and I'm actually grateful for him, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, we want to get to know a little bit more about your relationship with money in general. Just generally, you know, what was your relationship with money growing up? Tell us what that was like.
Growing up in Ktown, I like to think our family was on some like if there's white trash, we're like Asian trash.
Asian trash?
Yeah.
Yo, what's Asian trash, dude?
Asian trash is like a poor family in Ktown.
Okay.
You know, tiny apartment, you know, alcoholic father,
wow.
domestic violence, and domestic abuse in the household. Like, you know, some of these things are very common in, I think, Asian households. I mean, a lot of households, but especially like Korean families, they'll have like an alcoholic dad.
Yeah.
A lot of domestic violence.
Shouts. Yeah.
And, you know, that took a long time to kind of even understand with my dad what he was kind of going through as like an immigrant who brought his family here. He was struggling with work. He got a job in downtown in wholesale, working for like another rich Korean family.
I bet that felt so shitty.
I think, you know, that's a good point.
You know, because at the time, I don't know what years this is, but like your parents were immigrants, right? So they come over here and they're like, we're going to make it. And they see somebody else with the same background as you're both Korean. And they're like exponentially doing better.
And you know what? It actually felt shitty for us too. I had a lot of resentment because their families would like invite our family to like their Thanksgivings and shit, and their houses be like huge and shit,
bro.
So me being like us being kids, like we just kind of had this resentment, like why aren't we like living like this family who's like a Korean family too?
Were you pissed at your parents for that?
Huh?
Were you pissed at your dad?
I had a little bit
of
of resentment. You know, that was not fair, but I was just a kid too.
Sure,
you know,
sure.
And even as we got older too, like that resentment continued. You know, we went to church with the Korean family that started Forever 21.
Yeah.
You know.
God,
did your mom work also?
Huh?
Did your mom work?
Eventually, yeah. Like my dad and my mom started working downtown, got their own store, and stayed in that kind of downtown business. But all those families, Korean families who have businesses in downtown, are fucked up.
What do you mean fucked up?
I feel like, you know, in pursuit of the American dream, like they just didn't focus in the money, and they didn't focus on the family structure and the dynamic. So that just started crumbling as they were trying to make money. Like me and my sister got away with so much shit because they were so busy. We'd just be out in the city, you know, fucking with drugs and, you know, partying and all this shit, you know.
Did your parents either or have help, like have their parents that helped them when they came out here financially?
They were like, when they left, they just kind of left everything. I think my dad at some point, like his parents had some money, you know, but we didn't get none of that.
So having sort of witnessed that growing up, what was your like first real job, and then like how did that sort of inform your relationship with it? Because you were saying that, you know, you said your like financial journey has been like up and down, and you seem pretty comfortable with it, right?
Oh, I'm super comfortable. What I mean by up and down, it's like I've made more money at a certain point, made less, but not like, you know, I've been cool with every part of it. You know what I mean? I wasn't like, oh, I feel shitty, whatever. Like, yeah, I don't have money, but I didn't feel shitty about it. I worked really early. Like one of my first jobs was like in high school. I dropped out of high school.
Did you really?
Yeah, I dropped out of high school.
And you never went back?
No, my dad.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah, my mom and dad didn't even know I dropped out for 2 years after I dropped out. I dropped out in 10th grade.
Wow, that's crazy.
Whoa, Asian trash.
Yeah, I'm Asian trash.
Asian trash, bro.
I'm a pioneer.
You got a GED?
Nope, nothing.
I love that about you.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, like I was really lucky because of the freedom that I had of my parents just neglecting us in a sense that they were so busy with their own problems. Like my mom and dad would fight every day. I don't remember like one happy moment between them two since I was little, you know? So because of that, me and my sister had a lot of freedom to go and explore the city and all that. We could have gotten into a lot of trouble, which we did, but also because of that discovered like hip hop and open mics and these places that really made me who I am.
Right.
So I was really lucky in that sense. I could either go on gangs or hip hop, you know? I mean, that sounds corny, but you know, a lot of people too, like a lot of rappers who got, who discovered hip hop, like that's the same story. You know, they could have gotten some crazy shit, but these are all successful rappers. And
so was that your first type of show? Was a paid show? Was that your first job?
No. I had a job and pursuing rap at the same time for a long time before I got a thing.
So how old were you when that happened?
I started rapping when I was 14. Started maybe getting some like notoriety at like 18, on YouTube videos and things like that. But I was still working a shitty job. But I loved pursuing the rap shit because I felt like if I failed at the rap shit, it wasn't. It was like I didn't mind having a shitty job. Wait, hold on. Let me rephrase. I meant I can always go back to a shitty job.
Right.
I wasn't climbing up a corporate ladder where I was all like, I shouldn't rap anymore because I could lose this job. You know?
You weren't doing that LinkedIn shit.
Nah, hell no. Like, it had nothing to lose. That's all I'm saying.
What was that shitty job?
One of my first jobs was working at a movie theater, Pacific Theaters.
Okay.
So what were you spending this money on? Like when you would after the job, you got paid. What would you spend it on?
I spend it on like weed and rent.
This is bad.
I've been living. I was living on my own since I was like 16.
So when you dropped out of high school, did you move out then?
Yeah, I moved out.
And then you're 16-year-old.
16, 17.
You're 16, 17, had your own apartment in LA.
Well, with your sister, though, right?
Yeah, that was the time
so
my
she
sister,
had
too.
A younger
Me and my
sister.
sister lived alone together, younger sister.
Wow. Was she still going to high school?
Yeah, my sister dropped out of high school, too.
No,
dude, she's so
But she went back to college, and then she got her master's.
Oh, good for her.
So she's incredible.
And she's like social worker. She's fucking an incredible woman.
So we've had a crazy story. And then,
God damn.
But so I was working at a movie theater. This is a crazy thing, let me tell you. I worked at a movie theater, and I used to steal money from there.
Yeah.
Tell us. I was going to ask you if you stole, so please
I stole money from work, and I made about $1,000 to $2,000 a day.
Okay. How are you not getting caught?
So movie theater, when you go to a movie theater, you're spending a lot of money for one, viewing with a friend or something. Like the ticket and then the snacks, popcorn, soda, and a candy.
Sure, okay.
Can come up to like $20.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But the inventory for like popcorn and soda is like nothing. Like they get like a whole bag of syrup that makes like
thousands. They can't keep track of each
kernel
of popcorn, right?
So like someone ordered a large popcorn, a soda, and a candy, and I just charge like 50-cent extra cheese button and then keep the 1950.
So you'd keep every purchase. You'd keep track of how many.
Yeah, I'd put 50 cents in there.
What?
Oh, so this is like it's like not legal, but it's like it works out with the accounting.
It's an accounting because these are things that inventory wise, like imagine a bag of kernels, of popcorn kernels that makes like 200 bags of popcorn.
Yeah.
That probably costs like $5 for them.
Right.
And there's popcorn being spilled everywhere, and it's busy as fuck. You know what I mean? It's like they can't keep track of this shit.
So wait.
Holy
so
shit.
you're charging extra, right? And at the end of the day, you just take that from the register.
Yep.
And then, but because it's being logged, like how is it?
The money I'm charged. What's being logged is the 50-cent button I push.
But you tell
that
them
I owe the register 50 cents,
okay.
and I'm keeping $19.50.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no way they didn't find out at the end.
But not with me. They
So
might have
they
found
thought
out
it
with
was
somebody
somebody
else.
Did you tell other people this?
Huh?
When you start doing stuff like this, you can't tell other people.
No, I didn't tell nobody. But I did put one.
So much money.
Criminal.
I know.
I put one of my friends onto it though, and then there was times that we were so reckless though. I put one of my friends onto it, and then me and my friend would like compete days on how much we could take.
Oh my God.
So in the end of the night, we take a wad of cash and compare and count who made the most money.
You're making like $1,000 a day
on a good night.
Per shift.
On a good night. On a shift.
Okay, so without stealing, how much you making on an 8
I bought my first car with it. How
much does this is what 2,000 something, right? Minimum wage probably.
Must have been 2003 or 4.
So you're probably making $8 an hour, maybe.
Money. Check wise, you get the check and just be like, "What the fuck is this?"
So you're making $8 an hour, maybe. So you're supposed to be making $64 a day,
right?
But you're making $1,000.
Yeah, like I was making.
That's so crazy.
I mean, that's like on one of the best, nights
Sure,
or whatever.
But you can't do that now because there's cameras and shit, right? Like back
I'm
in
sure
the
there
day.
were cameras back then.
There was cameras then. It was.
But that's
I
was
had a
480p.
I don't want to go into the exact thing, but there was a whole thing I did.
A whole system.
There was a whole.
You've been doing this with other jobs because I've talked to you about this, right? That you've had. So tell us your other jobs.
I have.
This guy's scamming.
Yeah, tell me about your other.
I've stolen at almost like 90% of my jobs. Because it's not enough. It's not enough.
He had a hard life.
No, I know. I get it. I get it.
But
we're not judging you.
Okay, I'll tell you though. I was stealing from like bigger places. I was not stealing from like if I had like worked at a mom and pop spot. This is like a chain of a fucking.
Go ahead into the camera. What are the other Fortune 500 companies you stole for?
One of the most reckless shits I ever. I don't know if I should share this one. This is.
We can bleep out the name.
You've shared some of the stuff.
I worked at an insurance company, and I used to sell. I used to make fake insurance papers that they could carry around as proof of insurance when they didn't have the insurance.
Okay.
Because back then you wouldn't be able to check that. When you get pulled over and they ask for the proof of insurance, it would just be a paper from the place printed out that you have insurance for that year.
But then what if the guy
sell them?
Wait, but what if you get in an accident?
They wouldn't call. Oh no! It was not good for accident. They wouldn't use it for accidents. This was just for when you get pulled over
and you don't want
so you don't get fined, so you don't have insurance. That's all it was for.
Wait, did you charge
and I made that clear with all my clients.
Did you charge them?
You charge for that?
I charged for it.
How much?
I charged only $100 for the printout.
$100 a month.
No, just
a one-time fee.
Just for the paper.
Damn, I respect the hustle though, man. When I was back in like my 20s, like I had a friend who was like trying to be a musician. He was in a math rock band, so we knew he wasn't gonna make it because you guys probably don't even know what that is. But like, he did this thing where like Time Warner would come and install your internet. Yeah. But if you talked to he saw his neighbor getting Time Warner, and he just kind of talked to him, was like, "Yo, what could I pay you for you to just hook up the cable to my apartment?"
Yeah.
And he just paid him $100. Just one-time fee, and then
that's the kind of shit. Yeah,
that's the kind of shit.
The black box and all that. Yeah. I mean, one of the earliest things I remember though in school, when I was going to school in high school, I would Photoshop the monthly student bus sticker for the MTA and sell those stickers every month.
Wow.
Wait. Monthly MTA.
So for the metro.
Oh, free metro.
For the bus passes out here, there would be a sticker you get. And I would just get one sticker and I'd Photoshop and print it out, copy it, and I'll sell the sticker.
My man!
So, yeah, that was my earliest hustle.
Damn, your whole life is a hustle.
Did you not do stuff like that when you were in
No, I was a really good boy. The only thing I ever stolen was I got peer pressured into stealing basketball shorts from Sports Authority because my two white friends were doing it. But it's different when, like, I don't know, I feel like hearing your story, it's like, yeah, you stole, but it's like, your dad's beating your mom, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy out here. My suburban white friends, like they have a bigger house than my family. Like they drive a fucking BMW and they want to steal for the thrill. They're role playing your life.
Nah.
And I hate that. I fucking hate that.
To be honest, it wasn't like all of a sudden like I was doing that to take care of my parents. You know what I'm saying? I was like at that point I was kind of just trying to take care of myself.
Well, exactly.
Have some money.
And you weren't like selling drugs or anything, which is like the stereotypical.
I did, but not a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh. My sister did at one point, though.
Didn't she actually help you put your first album out?
Yeah, so my younger sister financed my first albums through her drug money.
Oh my God. Asian trash.
That's amazing.
Well,
I kind of did something fucked up, I guess. The way I would make money, it was we used to get these $20 bags of chocolate or candy that we would sell in high school for volunteer, like Kewins.
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
So with my I had a couple of like dumb classes, like not the honors classes, but I had like 2 random classes. So they're like the kids were stupid and I would take advantage of it.
Okay.
And I knew they didn't volunteer. So I would upcharge instead of like a chocolate bar being $1, I would always charge like $2. And I looked very like innocent back then. I had glasses, tied my hair.
And you pocket the
money. So
I
would pocket the money, but it got kind of bad because like I would get boxes for UNICEF and that money could have gone to UNICEF, but I would go around.
No, out of all 3 of us, you are doing the worst scam. For sure. You're the one going to hell.
I was like,
for
this is still sounding very wholesome.
You're literally stealing water from poor African children.
No,
that's
but
what you're doing.
You know what? He thinks it's fine. Hey, I didn't have I also did not have privilege in that way. So
okay, well, that's so fucking funny. Dude, just stealing from nonprofits.
I know.
Yeah, I'm just literally picturing you like I'm literally picturing you at a party, everybody's like doing their funny stealing stories. Yeah. And you're just like, yo, we stole from the fucking Goodwill, you know? Just
everyone's like, that's just fucked up.
Yeah, because I was always like treasurer, or people would, hire. I was vice president of like the Japanese.
So you'd be a corrupt politician.
I was kind of corrupt as a kid, and
that's
I would
very Brazilian of you, though. They love corruption over there. That's your thing. Yeah. You're good at soccer and corruption. Yeah. That's your thing, dude.
Yeah.
Now, we want to ask you some financial questions related to your career because we know rapping, or like, I know you don't really do music as much anymore, but you're still in entertainment, and it's like it's one of those industries where like money, it's supposed to be gaudy. You're supposed to kind of show it off. And I was just wondering, do rappers spend a lot of money to keep up with their appearances, even though they don't make that much? Is that a thing that you have to like do coming up?
I mean, I think I'm more like indie. You know what I mean? I'm not like in the majors and stuff like that. I've never felt necessarily a pressure to, but I think we want to look good.
That's what I'm saying. Even with your clothes,
rappers want to look good. Like when I buy expensive clothes, it's not to keep up with the appearance. It's because I want those clothes and I want to wear them. You know.
But I want to say, because you started off with battle rap, which is very underground, and I think there's something about like that being part of the culture. It's not supposed to be like all show.
Yeah, you can't show up to a battle rap with like a huge like Flava Flav golden clock.
There was a different style to that, right?
Nah. Yeah.
You can't look like Jay-Z and come up and battle.
No, rappers still, battle rappers now are dressing well or whatnot. Not me. I didn't really care about that. I was like a ratty little kid, you know what I'm saying? But I will say, I think rappers just feel like we can spend the money because we can make it back. Like,
that's wild.
Like because
I like it.
Because our tool to make money is this. It's us. We have us. Wow. We have a voice. Long as we decide to work, go in the studio, make a song, we're gonna make money. Like,
God damn.
So it feels like we can just print money in a way.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's true, but I'm saying we feel that way.
That's where that is coming from.
It's the confidence. That's why Young Thug or Lil Wayne has like 10 fucking kids, because they're like, I can take care of these kids because I'm going to keep printing money.
Did you mean when you get to a certain age, your gold chain is your son?
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild.
That might be it. I don't know.
That's the biggest difference between a rapper and a comedian, I think.
Because I was never, gonna say.
Even when that's true, I feel like most comedians like don't feel that way. But it is true. I've heard Dave Chappelle talk about it, where he's like, when I was younger, I just wanted to write because the more jokes I wrote, the more I could go on the road and people would hear. I could do longer time. Longer time means more money.
Yep.
So I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I mean, I think that's also the financial mistake that a lot of young rappers make.
So have you?
They're like, oh yeah, it'll be fine, and then 5 years later, their relevancy fades away, and then they're like struggling.
Yeah.
So you have to make good investments along the way, I think.
Do you feel like you're more responsible than other rappers that kind of made it to financially? And
I know I'm friends with a lot of rappers, like close friends, and I know I'm one of the more responsible ones.
Oh man,
which is crazy.
That is so crazy.
And what's the crazy thing is I'm not even that responsible. But that's the craziest thing. I'm telling you right now, rappers are very irresponsible. Like I am really I consider myself pretty lazy for the most part.
Yeah.
And I'm around rappers who just feel, I think because they're so talented, naturally talented, that they don't really pick up the other parts, the business of it all.
Yeah.
What is your advice? Like, what do you splurge? I know you already said food. Outside of food, what do you spend the most money on?
Most money?
Like stupid
alcohol.
money.
Really? Alcohol and going out.
Alcohol and going out. I like a good time. You know what I mean? I think that's my one big vice.
You're a party boy.
I love drinking, shots for everybody.
And that's
that kind of, where's the after party? That kind of thing.
And most people think at a certain age that kind of stops.
Yeah, it hasn't really stopped for me yet.
It doesn't really stop for you.
I don't care. Like I don't let that shit make. I don't make people make me feel lame for wanting to have a good time. Like
I want to wrap this section with like just a couple like miscellaneous fun questions, just sort of like quick rapid fire. How much do you spend on your haircut?
$70.
Oh, okay.
Do you tip
more?
What's the tip?
70 with tip.
With tip.
It'll be anywhere between 70 to 100.
Oh.
Yeah.
You thought I paid more?
No.
Yeah, I pay about around there.
Yeah.
That's so expensive for a man's haircut.
It is, but
what the fuck?
I know, but
that's how much it is for like a girl's long haircut.
But you know what? I will say, I don't know if you'll agree with this as a woman, but I feel like maybe not. Well, okay, two things I'm gonna say. I think with Asian dudes, if you find a guy you like, you're gonna pay whatever price you
100%.
like. So there's that, right? I think white dudes can just go to Supercuts and like it'll still look kind of fine.
Yeah.
I think also there comes a point in your life. I think it's an age thing. You just can't pay like $30 for a haircut anymore.
Hell no.
It's like not appropriate.
Well, you have curly-ish hair too.
Yeah, I have like
and I can't just go to a spot,
too.
a barbershop dude who's gonna just use the clippers the whole time.
Right.
I need
that scissor section, bro.
I need the snip.
Oh my god.
You better use that. Yeah, you better bust out the scissors on me, like.
because men are spending. Okay, so like you spend like $100, but you guys go like at least twice a month.
I try to wait 6 weeks and I try to shave the size on my own. But like if I want to go every 4 weeks if I can.
That is the thing for me too. Like I don't go that often. So I don't mind also spending a lot because I don't go that often. Like I like when it starts kind of growing out too. I'm not a, I don't need to be clean.
Right.
I haven't gotten my hair cut in 2 years, guys. I haven't spent.
Yeah, but when you go, it's like $400.
But you also got a good shaped head. Like I got a really odd shaped head. I need the pros. All right, I need the pros.
Okay, next question. What kind of credit card do you have?
I have like 3 or something. I think I have like a Capital One, a Chase thing.
No, but we got to know the type, baby.
Oh, what do you mean the type?
The type of card.
Like a Freedom Flex, like
Sapphire.
Like a Sapphire.
You got the Sapphire.
Oh, that's good.
The Capital One's not that tight. I really don't have like I'm not really good at keeping points, like reward points.
That's the whole
You're not
point
conscious,
dude. That's insane.
I've been really bad with that. Even
that's such a deal breaker for me.
In my almost 15 years of touring, I've not been good at collecting miles.
What does that mean? Because it collects automatically.
No, he doesn't use it like he doesn't.
No. For like when I put in my mileage, like with the air, not through my card, but when I put in my mileage with the airlines.
You don't put it in your account.
I would have had crazy amount of miles by now.
Oh my God.
I'm just really lazy with all that stuff, and it's also kind of, I think my team is fucked up on that part. But now
your team is not responsible for your fucking freaking flyer miles, bro.
They are. They are.
Are they really?
When the manager gets a show, they book it. They supposed to put that too.
Oh my God, I'm really picturing like your entourage and one guy just being like, "I'm the fucking American Airlines boy."
Yeah.
I love that. Should we move on to our game?
Yeah, let's do the audit game.
This part I hated when you guys asked me to send you over.
So yeah, we asked him yesterday.
He wouldn't send it for a long time.
Yo, dude, you acted like you were going to for the last 5 days, and then yesterday he kind of like was like, should I or should I not? Asked me for help, and then when I got there, he was like, oh, I'll just look through it and I'll send it to you. And I had to ask him like 3 times.
I know. I thought I was so worried that I was annoying you, but I was like, this is kind of the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah,
so we kind of need this.
I knew he was gonna do it, but
I wasn't that worried. It's like you can't buy drugs with a credit card. You know what I mean?
No. So
you just called yourself out, buddy.
We did see a lot of Venmo transactions.
I looked at some of these and we noticed a few very interesting reads here, and I took some highlights of transactions that I would love to know more about.
Don't destroy me, guys, please.
Okay, so it looks like here on September 26th, you were in New York and you were at Miss MK Karaoke?
Yep.
And you spent $521.
Can I add to that? There's another date where he dropped $400 on karaoke the previous week or 1 week after.
Yeah,
I noticed that. So karaoke.
I wrote that down too.
Yeah, we're like,
October 11th, same night maybe. You spent $419 at Recito LA. According to Google, that is
But a night, if you go to a karaoke, that's about how much it costs. A bottle and a room costs about $500.
Does it? How long were you there?
It's just like 2-3 hours, I mean, it's just like you go out with your friends.
Is it a lot of people?
It's like a bottle service price for a bottle.
That's how much it costs. So long. I have no idea.
How many people were there, and did they pay you back?
No, if it's 500, it was probably either me paying the whole thing, or because if we got like 2 bottles, it probably would be $1,000 probably.
Okay, I have a question for you. In Koreatown, because you're like the mayor, or people tend to think, do you get like discounts? Like, are they, if you went to a karaoke, is there, I know there's a spot.
Nah,
do you get,
really.
no, you got to pay the whole.
No, there's bars that, they'll be like, I got this one, whatever, like things like that.
But then if I feel like you're like a type of guy, if they did that, you'll just tip extra.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really get much hookups, to be honest. I wish I got more. That'd be nice.
Wait, follow-up question on this karaoke thing. What are your go-to karaoke songs?
I do like Gorillaz, Clint Eastwood, or like... I got sunshine in a bed.
I love go to karaoke with like Asian people sometimes, because like when you go with white people, they always do like the Journey, the fucking Sweet Caroline. When you go with Asians, they just sing songs that they like. They don't give a fuck about anybody else. So like it's just so funny. Like
I'd like creep Radiohead or some shit.
And I also love going with musicians because they really like try to sing.
Yes,
and they're like performing. You guys are like standing and doing.
But I don't go to karaoke. I go to karaoke. I'm not a big singer, so I just like drinking with my friends in a private room. That's my main. Sometimes we put our aux and we just play music.
What? That's really.
I know that sounds like maniac behavior.
That's a crazy way to spend your money. I have one on October 11th. You spent $125 at a place called Turn Zero Games, which according to Google is the premier Magic the Gathering store in Los Angeles.
Wow.
Do you play Magic the Gathering? Explain yourself to your friends who think you're a really cool rapper.
I was headed to my nephew's birthday party, and I needed a gift. So I know my nephew Nova loves Pokemon cards, so I bought a bunch of Pokemon cards.
$125 worth of Pokemon.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking Pokemon cards.
$125 worth of Pokemon cards, and gave it to Nova.
Okay.
Damn, I really was hoping you'd be like, yeah.
But it is.
I fuck with Magic the Gathering.
But it is a complete Magic the Gathering store.
Sure.
In K-Town, it's like a hobby store that was focused on like nerdy games like that.
I know. No, I was hoping it was for you, and you wanted to stock up on some mana.
That's so funny. Y'all found that. That's so great.
$927. You were charged for Tesla insurance. Do you drive a Tesla?
I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That was a big deal. I actually remember when you got that Tesla, because he used to drive this really shitty car.
Yeah, I'm
for like over 10 years, and he was so good about. He's very responsible. I think he's a very responsible person.
I got a Tesla 2 years ago, and before that, I drove a 2012 Honda Civic the whole time.
Your whole career.
The whole career.
You drove that to fucking 88 clouds.
My manager told me to get it. My manager told me to get another car.
Really?
Yeah, I pulled it up to valet. He was like, "Bro, you can't be driving that no more."
Damn.
So he peer pressured me getting
to get the Tesla.
Yeah.
Do you feel like a different person with that Tesla? Like, are you proud when you go?
It's a humble Tesla.
Because you used to tell me
model.
You've told me you felt embarrassed sometimes coming out of music venues with your other old car.
I don't care about what the car. Like, I think Tesla's safe for like any level of economic situation you're in. You can drive a Tesla. But I have a desire to buy a nice like classic and shit now. Like I want to get like a really flex car.
I feel you, dude. I want to get an old car, classic car, and then turn it into an EV. That's what I'm doing with my money.
That'd be sick.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
that's a thing.
I want to do that too.
Okay, so I noticed a lot of food, things on there. Like you're always like spending food at restaurants. Do you ever
I eat out every day.
Yes.
You don't
what
cook.
is that? You don't cook?
I haven't cooked.
Since when?
When's the last time you cooked? What?
Okay, tell me more about
this.
I don't cook. Why is that?
I just never had the desire.
Are you scared to?
No, I have no desire.
What? So if you're hungry and you're at home, you're telling me there's nothing in your fridge?
Nothing.
It's disgusting. He has like old blueberries in his freezer.
Okay, I have
snacks.
I have stuff for like a protein shake. I work out.
Sure.
So I have a protein. I have only thing in my fridge is literally just for this one shake I make every day.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And is this a lifestyle you've adopted because you've made some money recently, or you're telling me even in your movie theater days, you're like, let's go get this junior bacon cheeseburger?
Yeah, since then.
Really?
Yeah, but at that point it was way lower level. Like I'll get like a 99-cent chicken sandwich at like Burger King.
Yeah.
Now
you're doing seamless.
Now it's like I can just Postmate. I can order anything I want in the world.
Damn.
What's your favorite cheap meal in Los Angeles? Like the cheapest thing you get and
tacos.
Tacos? Do you have a spot?
Carne asada tacos, Mariella's. I've been going there for 20 years almost.
I like those hot dogs that they have in front of clubs.
I can't do that.
Those are good.
You're
They're expensive.
How am I crazy?
That shit is the
Those
unhealthiest
so
shit you
good.
can possibly
What do you mean
eat.
unhealthy? Is it any more unhealthy than a taco?
Yes.
Why?
Dude,
Tell me. What do you know?
Jack
What do you
in the
know?
Box
That's
on
not
here.
to say. That's a bacon wrapped hot dog, bro. What else do I need to say?
You go out a ton. Are you like meeting girls at these places? Like, are you spending money on girls? Like, what is the?
Ooh.
I mean, I
objective
just
here?
buy drinks for my friends and girls. If you want to drink, like I'll buy a drink. You know, like but I'm not spending crazy money. Maybe my account will say differently, but like. That's what I work for. It's like but at the same time I justify because I take care of my family. You know what I mean? I take care of my whole family.
So okay, let's talk about dating a little bit.
I pay for go ahead.
Oh, you were gonna say I pay for the meal? Is that what you're gonna say?
Oh, I pay for every meal.
Every meal.
Oh, every meal.
I've never split.
And
a
is
check.
that because you're successful now? Or have you always done that?
I've pretty much always done that.
Wow.
Do you think that's a Korean thing? Cultural? You think that's like a Korean thing? Like it just
No, it's also kind of just like me trying to be like the gentleman kind of thing. It's not just, I wouldn't say it's fully Korean. Because I have a lot of Korean friends who are broke as fuck.
They won't pay for shit.
Do you spend a lot? Okay, so if you have like a long-term girlfriend, what's like a cool, do you get like good gifts for them? Are you like that type of person? Or are you like a gift?
I think so.
Really?
I've gotten good gifts.
What's a great gift you've gotten someone?
Got like a whole computer set up, for streaming type vibes.
That's really specific.
Wow.
Well, like, you know, it's like,
go ahead, girl, Twitch.
It's whatever
Twitch,
they wanted to
Twitch
get into
streamer.
at the time.
Yeah.
And then I just got the thing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
How much was that?
2,000.
Wow, that's pretty good.
The whole setup. How would you feel like? Are you single now?
I am.
How would you feel about dating somebody who's also like financially successful and like doesn't need your money?
And
actually finds it kind of offensive that you try to pay for all of it. How would you feel
I dated a really big Korean musician. She was super rich. And I was like tagging along with her places. But the vibes are different, you know? Like when you have money, like you want to take care of more shit. She was so quick to take care of it and like was trying not to have me pay for it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like she had an assistant with us all the time who just did that.
Slap your credit
like
card
when you're that
and
rich,
pull it
you
out.
have somebody who's with you all the time, like a manager or whatever, and they take care of it already before you even try to pull the thing out.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Wait, so if you go to a restaurant, like you don't even get the check. They just take care
it's
of
like
it.
they're like tells the guy like go take care of the thing, and they just take care of it. I mean, it's their shit, but they have somebody taking care of it for them.
Oh my god!
So it's just like
I mean, like when we had money, like when I had money, I didn't care. Like I paid for all my friends all the time. That's what we talked about in the past. It didn't matter.
We all have levels. There's times where like I feel like I'm the one who's gonna take care of it, but I've also been with other groups like I don't even feel like I should even try because they're like next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like levels. I think people want to take, you have the means to do it and you want to take care of the people around you, you know? And I've always kind of felt that way. If I have the means, I'm going to do it. Even, I always feel bad. Like every time I make a big purchase, I always have to get like one of my homies or like my mom something nice.
To balance it out.
Like when I go out eat at like a fancy restaurant, I'll text my mom and see if she wants me to Postmate her or something. And
every time?
Almost a lot of...
Dumb. I feel like your net worth would be 10 million if you just stop doing Postmates. That's what...
Oh my God!
I feel like it's so accessible, bro.
Because like how much money could I really save off
I think a lot, dude. Like,
I don't think
bro,
so.
you're going out spending like $500 on karaoke on a weekly basis, bro.
I really feel
Have
like
you done the math on how much you
really
spend?
feel like I couldn't even save as much as I really think. I feel like a lot of this, the way I spend is like karma. It's like the more I spend, I
agree with that.
Really?
I think that's kind of like, you were talking about your friend who spent a shit ton, like his the G-Wagon. When he was 22. He's like one of those people. He's just like, he knows that he's going to make money, so he spends it,
and
knowing that it's going to keep coming in.
But I feel like it forces me to just continue my work ethic. Like it forces me to like stay on my grind and work hard. Like I have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I have to make money.
And
every time you're in the studio, you're just thinking about all the bills that you paid.
I have to create. I have to make something. I have to make something so I can make that money. You know,
that's an incredible way to approach creativity.
And he's very
I'm not safe. I don't play it safe. That's the one thing.
Yeah,
and I think that's the biggest thing. Like because I don't spend safely. Like it makes me work harder and just live life. Like I gotta really do something the next day.
What is that your money tip? Do you have a money tip for everyone here that's listening?
Yeah, I probably don't have a lot of great.
Just one.
Don't go to karaoke and spend.
One good.
But I will say I'm kind of. I think I'm on my way to sobriety off alcohol.
Really?
Yeah. I went to an AA meeting recently.
Really? You
my first ever.
I hung out with you like not too long ago. I felt like you weren't problematic.
No, I'm not problematic, but it's just this. It's like even social drinking too. It's like I drink a lot still. I'm not whatever. Like everyone has their different levels, you know. Like you go to AA meetings, not everyone's like rock bottom. You know what I mean? Everyone's on different levels.
Yeah.
But I just even that, like looking at that, if I stopped drinking, I probably would save a crazy amount.
I
of
know.
money.
You get 2 Bodie jackets. There you go.
But it's like even if I have a Postmates order for $100, that could be because I was hungover the next day and I just went crazy.
Yes, there's always residual costs.
Yeah,
you know,
I've ordered one time from 3 different places for one sitting of a meal.
Because you forgot?
No, because I was craving 3 different things.
Oh my God.
I've done that and I wasn't even drunk.
Okay.
That's also called depression.
Yeah. That's true.
God damn.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, Dum, thank you so much for coming on the pod.
that
This
was
was
so
so incredible to hear your story. It's just so funny because like it's so crazy because like we are so different and like we spend the same amount with haircuts, but our alcohol spending is just like astronomically different. It just really goes to show you like people just have like different ways of fucking thinking about money.
Do you know what his is? he spends money on like a perfect table, desk
I spend money on desk shit.
It's just a perfect desk.
My computer setup?
Computer setup is perfect. That's
I mean,
money
looking at your
yeah.
interior, you've done a good job.
You're very
it's
clean.
very well done
Well,
here.
this is not
You're
as
organized.
me, but
It's
yes, yeah.
Very
nice.
different. You guys are very different.
We're very different.
It's very interesting.
But I could learn a lot more from this ballsy attitude, I think.
Yeah, but maybe I need to be careful because I told you now, like this towards the end of the year, it's been rough. It's been rough.
God damn.
you're
Dumb,
doing great.
what? Where can our fan find you, and like, what do you have coming up? Anything you want to tell our fans?
Yeah, I have a weekly podcast called Fun with Dumb with Steffie as well. So this is kind of a crossover kind of episode here. Steffie and another co-host named Rick Lee. And that's every week. And then I'm developing stuff just like Fumi is with TV and film stuff.
He's got a few shows coming out, or movies, right? That you just filmed?
It's still early. I don't want to talk about it. I feel like every time I do, it doesn't get made.
All right. Never mind.
But things are cool, hopefully. I think the frustrating thing is there is money in things while you're developing too, but things don't get made, and I don't like that because I come from a world where like I could actually make a thing and put it out.
Yeah, I think a lot of times in like TV writing, sometimes we call it like writing to the trash can, where like you do all this work and you get paid for it.
Yeah.
But if no one sees it, it's like I don't want to. It's like, what was this all for? You feel like you wasted so much time.
But I guess at that point, it's just a regular job.
Well, that's the sad part.
Yeah, it is. It is the sad part.
All this just turns into a regular job.
That's true.
At one
While
point,
you throw your hard, like, creative thought projects into the trash.
I know.
I guess it's more like harder because when you're a creative, it's the thing that you're making the money for is like based on your idea. So if it gets trashed, you feel like, oh, was my idea not? Versus if you're working for fucking Google, you're working for some boss you don't give. It's like
there's no vision.
And you can't really kind of make the same idea. You kind of have to like change it up too. Which kind of sucks too.
Steffi, where can our fans find you?
You could go on my Instagram, Baked Goods, BAIKEDGUDS, and that's basically it. TikTok and how about you? Oh, and my website, steffiebake.com.
You can find me on all the social media at the Fumiabe, that's THEFUMIABE. Please follow us on Instagram at Cash Cuties Pod, which is an account that has it changed? Did you change the name yet?
I tried, it hasn't, so I need to go back on there. But still, believe us, we're the only two
we're
following.
By the time this comes out, I think everything will be set up. But as of right now, nothing is set up. But please find us on there. Also, email us at cashcutiespodcast@gmail.com and tell us about your finances and tell us what you want us to talk about. And thanks for supporting the podcast. Dumb, thank you again.
Thank you.
Cuties, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Peace.